Hi guys, it's Jamie, and I can't believe it's been so long since I filmed last. Things have been crazy for the past month or so, and I'm finally able and in a good place where I can have some time to film and have some time to edit some videos for you guys, because I really miss it. I have a ton of great things planned for this year. I think 2018 for Ashlyn and I is going to be our best YouTube channel year yet. I have some great stories that I can finally tell. But as far as stories go, I'm sure you noticed by the title of this video that it is in fact going to be a story. Usually I like to wait a while before telling my stories, just in case. Sometimes emotions run high in some stories, and I wait long enough to where the story doesn't really matter that much anymore. But in this case, this story is all about me and things that were very much my fault. So I believe I can tell it really soon after it happened. Today is January 27th. And this happened on January 25th. Without further ado, let's get on into the story. I can't remember if I mentioned this in a past video, but I live in an apartment on my university's campus, and our microwave this entire school year has been awful. It just progressively gets worse. It got to the point this past week where the microwave just kind of would cut on by itself. And while you're cooking your food, it would just shut off randomly. Or it would cut on as you push the button and shut it to check to see if there was anything in it. So in order to prevent it from cutting on at night and catching on fire, we would completely unplug the microwave. On a lot of university campuses, there is a line, usually called Fix It or something like that, where you can submit your request for people to come in and fix the things for free because you're at a university and you're paying to live in housing. And we have called someone to fix the microwave twice now, and the first time he assumed that my roommate didn't know how to use it because she is foreign, and I don't know what he was thinking, but he just assumed that because it worked in the moment that he pressed it, that it was fine, but it wasn't. Right before we got off for winter break, my friend that I've been rooming with since I was a freshman, she called again because the microwave started getting worse and it almost shut off completely. And then the guy came in and basically said, we can't fix it because something about that if it still worked, like it still cut on, then he couldn't fix it. And it was the wiring, I'm pretty sure, that was wrong with it. So I would rather be safe and replace the microwave than leave it and then it catch fire, but that's just me. On Thursday, still with the same crappy microwave, I decided I was going to heat up some rice. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this rice. It's in a little red cup, and you pour in the powder for it, and you put water in and mix it up and put it in the microwave. Well, I was particularly hungry on Thursday, and something you may not know about me, and if you know me in person, you know this is very much the case. When I get hungry, I lose all sense of reason. Everything just kind of goes out the window, all common sense, college education, nothing. I go back to being like 2. And I poured in the packet for this rice and I put it in the microwave without putting any water in it. The whole explanation for the microwave being broken is anytime we would heat something up, we would stand by the microwave the entire time because it could randomly shut off on us or not heat up the food to the right temperature. So I would just so happen to be staying in the living room. Our apartment has the living room and kitchen kind of meshed into one. So I sat on the couch and waited on my food to get ready. As I was on my phone, it dawned on me that I didn't put water in the cup of the rice. And it had been 2 minutes out of the 3 minutes and 30 seconds it said to put it on. So I read the back of it to put the packet in and to check the time, but I didn't read the back enough to put water in it. So I ran over to the microwave and I could kind of see that the rice was black, and I immediately shut off the microwave and then cut on the fan over the oven. There's a smoke detector right above the oven, which makes sense. It just really sucks if something slightly smokes and sets it off. It can take forever for somebody to come and turn off the alarm. Ran back to my room and I have a little portable fan that I use in case it gets too hot at night. So I ran and grabbed that, cut on that fan, and then opened the microwave and pulled the rice cup out and threw it in the sink. Now the thing about throwing rice in the sink is I did not have the drain cover on. Now the rice cup, it had heated just enough to take the bottom out of the rice cup. So all the rice kind of spilt out in the microwave, and then in the process of me transferring it to the sink. I opened the door to the apartment to try and air out the room so that way the fire alarm wouldn't go off, because that was my main concern. I saw that the microwave was fine. Unfortunately, I wanted it to break so we could get a new one, but it was fine. That thing just seems to go through everything and be fine, even though the wiring's bad. Since the smoke had kind of gone away enough, I opened the microwave again to pull out the plate and wipe out some of the rice that had fallen inside of it. And I set the plate down on the counter, our itty bitty little counter that doesn't have enough room to barely put a plate in itself. Wiped the rest of the rice out of the microwave and then cleaned out the sink because I didn't want to clog the sink as well. As I turned to go and grab the plate, I knocked a kettle slightly into it, and in slow motion I saw the plate fall and crash into about 1,000 pieces onto the floor. So I quickly decided to clean up the glass and put the kitchen back in order. I decided to sadly call fix it again for the microwave, because I realized after doing a little bit of research that you can use the microwave without the glass plate. It's just not recommended. Our microwave was supposed to have a mechanism that turns the tray so it heats your food all the way through, but that wasn't even working whenever we moved in. And I didn't want to set a plate that was supposedly microwavable in the microwave and then it heat up too much and then we'd have a bigger problem. So I just sent in a fix-it request. So the next day, on Thursday, I sent in the fix-it request and I waited on the guy to come and bring a new plate. So he brings this plate that's about this big. Our microwave is this big because it's a smaller and older microwave. It was mounted to the wall in the kitchen and I don't think it had ever been replaced, but maybe once. And I only say that because the first apartment I had in this building had a microwave with a dial, and even that worked better. He brings back this massive plate and then realizes that it's not going to fit. And so he comes back with a smaller plate, about this big, and it's going to fit the microwave, but he had noticed that there was a ring of rust in the bottom up where the plate would sit. And that was also there whenever we moved in. I also explained to him that the reason the microwave was unplugged was because it was cutting on by itself now. And you could tell that he kind of got upset about it. He asked me who had told us that we couldn't have the microwave replaced. And I gave him a name. I give the repairman the name of Jim because it's a general name. So Jim gets really upset because he knows the guy I mentioned. And he goes and says he's going to get us another microwave because we essentially pay enough to live here. Basically, through all of this, I have managed to accidentally break a plate, burn my rice that was supposed to be my dinner, and successfully get our apartment a new microwave. I think this one accident was a happy accident. I thought that was an interesting, quirky little story to start off the year with. As I'm sure you can guess, it's not my best story. I have some really crazy stories coming up, and if you want to hear those, be sure to subscribe. And I know Ashlyn has some really neat things coming up too. I will see you guys next video.